all are doing good in your teaching journey and in your parenting journey. I'm doing good. So today in this video, let us talk about good touch and bad touch and how to teach this to our kids and when to teach this to our kids, and in this topic, what can we teach to our kids from this topic. And one more thing is, who can teach this to the kids, to the child. So this is what we're going to talk today. So I'm Sunia from Periwinklesoulsdayschool, and I'm an educationalist from the past 9 years. It's been 9 years today, and I've entered my 10th year now. So I'm really excited and happy for that. And I deal with toddlers, preschoolers, and kindergarten kids. I worked in Delhi and Bangalore, and now I'm doing the same in Hyderabad here. So before we start the video, I would request each one of you to hit that big like button and also subscribe to my channel if you are new. And please share this video to all the people who you know, because this has a lot of important information that all the people should know in order to teach their kids at home, at school, or their niece, their nephews, or grandchildren, or neighbors' children, anybody. So this video is useful for all the people out there. So now let's get started with the video. So the first one is when to start this conversation. So there is no age limit to start this conversation. You can start this conversation as early as you can. So because nowadays kids, they go to play schools, they go to schools, and if both the parents are working, they appoint a caretaker at home in order to take care of the kid. So that it is very important that the child knows what is good touch and bad touch, and when to communicate to the parents and when not to communicate. So this conversation about good touch and bad touch doesn't end when you talk to the kid once about it, but as the child is growing, this topic changes and it becomes more deeper, and the kid starts asking a lot of questions about this topic, and you will have to answer it. So it is very important that you start teaching the kid as early as possible. You can start this topic, this conversation, as early as possible at the age of 2, I would recommend, because 2 is the age when the kid starts going to the play school or a school, or that is the age when the mothers go out and start working and appoint a caretaker at home for the kid. So you can explain it to them like they should not change their clothes in front of anybody out. The other person, the third person, shouldn't see them without their dress. And you can also teach them that when they go to the washroom, when they use the washroom, when they go along with their mom and dad, they have to go inside the washroom and close the door and finish up their work, and then put on their pants and then open the door and come out. So this is how you can start teaching them. And who should have this conversation with the kids? This is a very important part. Who should have the conversation with the kids? Yes, ideally this responsibility starts at home by the parents. Parents have to start this responsibility at home, but teachers and school also has the responsibility to discuss about this topic with the children at school, so that it increases the confidence in the child that whatever bad happens in the school, they'll be confident to go ahead and talk to the concerned person in the authorities, in the school authorities, to whom to complain, to whom to to tell this thing. They will be able to, and when to tell it, immediately they will be knowing all this. So teachers, parents and teachers should have this conversation with the child. And what is the right time to talk about this to your child? This is one more important question. What is the right time to talk about this topic to your child? So don't start this topic when the child is busy with some other activity. If the child is involved in doing some other activity, please don't start this topic or this conversation. And one more thing is, don't start this conversation because the child is alone with you, without checking if the child is ready to listen what you are saying at that particular time or not. So that is one more very important thing. See, let me tell you, there will be some there will always be some time in a day where the child is alone with you, and the child's complete attention is on you, and it may be your bonding time, or it may be your connecting time with the kid, or it may be the time just before you go to sleep on the bed. So now that is a peaceful time to when you can discuss with your child about the good touch and bad touch, along with the help of many examples. So this is when you can start talking to the child. And one more thing is, what should we tell them? Because the child, a 2-year-old child or 3-year-old child, he cannot understand everything about good touch and bad touch. So what to tell to the child? First, you will have to define about what is good touch and what is bad touch. So defining what is good touch and bad touch, that is the most difficult part. But once you understand it and tell the same to the kid, the way he understands it is the important thing. So what is good touch? The touch which makes the child feel good and makes the child feel happy. So that is good touch. For example, when the child does something good, the child's mother goes and hugs him tight and kisses him on forehead or on the cheek. So now the child feels happy about that touch. So when the child feels happy about that touch is good touch. Or when a teacher compliments the child because he has completed his work on time or he has done everything correctly. So when the teacher compliments a child by patting his or her back, or giving him a shake hand, or just giving him or her a high five, so now that is again making the child happy. So that is again a good touch. And one more thing is when brothers and sisters hug, maybe because they're very happy, it's a happy occasion, a birthday, or any other occasion in the family. So now that hug, that touch is making them feel happy. So that is a good touch. Now in the same way, bad touch. Bad touch is a touch which makes the child uncomfortable. It kind of gives a discomfort to the child. So that is a bad touch. So bad touch not only comes from outside, from strangers or some other person outside there, but nowadays mostly it is from someone very close, like a close family or close friends. So this is really dangerous, so the child has to be knowing it. So touching, you also have to tell them that not just touching their private parts is a bad touch, but hitting them, slapping them, kicking them, pushing or pulling them, all these are also considered a part of bad touch. So if somebody does this to them, hitting, beating, slapping, kicking, pushing, all these things, then they are bad touching the child. Or if the child does the same thing to others, then that is bad touch too. So they should do bad, they should touch badly, they should not touch us badly, nor we should touch them badly. So that is what we have to put in the mind of the child. So now one more thing is, you have to define the private parts of the child. You have to tell them that these are the parts that they themselves have to protect from others. So this is what they have to know. This is a very important thing. These parts are the parts that they themselves have to protect from others. You can, how to explain this is, to a 2-year-old, you can put on a swimsuit to the child, and you can tell them that whatever the parts the swimsuit is covering are their private parts, and those private parts are not to be seen by anybody else and not to be touched by anybody else. So that is how you can explain it to them, and tell them the names of the private parts, so that if something bad happens to them, it will be easy for them to communicate what has happened to them easily to us. to elders, to parents, or to the school authorities. So that is very important thing. And the sixth thing is set an example to your kids. See, you have to be an example. As I've told in the previous video also, we are the idols of our kids and they like imitating us. They like to do whatever we do. So now as kids like to imitate us and they like to do whatever we do, we should be very cautious because they'll be observing us. So as soon as, some dads, what they do, as soon as they come home from outside, they remove their t-shirt and put it aside. So the child sees all these things. So the child doesn't know in front of whom they can remove their dress and in front of whom they should not. And they start removing their dress and in front of anybody, maybe friends or relatives or neighbors, in front of everybody, they start changing their dress, which is not good at all. And whatever you want to teach to your child about this topic, about good touch and bad touch, first you have to do it. Change your dress in the washroom or change your dress inside your room where nobody else is there with you. So lock the door and change your dress alone in the room. So this is what the child also sees, and he or she is going to do the same in the future. So the seventh thing is don't undress or change your child's dress in the public. Public in the sense close family and friends also. Not only strangers and outsiders, but public means close family and friends also. Do not change the dress, do not undress your child or change the child's dress in front of close family and friends also. So maintain the child's privacy. This is very important. Maintain the child's privacy. So one more. The eighth thing is don't force affection on the child. When someone from the close family or friend comes and tries to hug your child and kiss your child, and the child doesn't like it. Some children, as soon as somebody kisses them, they just rub off the place, or when somebody comes and hugs him or her, they just push the person away. And as parents, what we do, we say that no beta, that's not good, you shouldn't do that. Please go back, go and hug uncle and kiss him, or go and hug the auntie and kiss her and come first. We just force them to show the affection in return. So that is not good at all. And what happens with this, when you force affection on the child, the child doesn't know what is good touch and bad touch. When somebody touches the child in a bad way, he doesn't know that is bad touch. He or she doesn't know that is bad touch. And what they do is they feel that whoever is showing affection on them, it may be a bad touch, they have to show affection towards them in return, because the mom and dad force the child to go and hug the uncle back and hug the auntie back. So that is and this is not the right thing at all. So I personally think that respecting kids' vibes and their privacy is very important. And respect their privacy and don't force affection on children. So ninth one is use books and videos. There are few parents who can't speak about this topic to their kids. So they can do one thing. They can use these books and videos. They show in these books and videos there are little cartoons which demonstrate about the good touch and bad touch. So if you are not able to communicate with your child regarding this, you can use the books and videos. But this education of good touch and bad touch should be given to the child somehow. They should be knowing about the good touch and bad touch. And the last and the most important thing is pretend play with your kid. So you can just pretend like how I do is like, I am a stranger and I'm going to come and touch you, I'm going to come and push you like this very hard. So what are you going to do? So that is how you can pretend play like you are a stranger and you're going to do push him or hit him, which is a bad touch. Hit the child or push the child, which is a bad touch. So here, by this pretend play, what you will know is how much the child understood about this topic, about the good touch and bad touch. And you will also understand where the child is lacking in this topic, so that you can stress on the places, on the areas where they are lacking, and teach them in more effective way. So this is what I wanted to share with all you. So at the end, I would like to say that let's educate our child regarding good touch and bad touch, and let's help to make their future lives happy and easy. And by this, we can make this world a better place to live in. So hope you all hope this video is resourceful and helpful to each one of you watching this. And if it is, then please hit that big like button and subscribe to my channel, and share this video to as many as possible, because this is a very important information which each and every individual has to know. So thank you for watching till the end, and see you all in another video very soon. Bye bye, take care.